Good morning and welcome to Veterans Heartbeat on the Pulse of the Veteran, where we discuss issues of health, happiness, opportunity, and well-being of interest to the veteran community, their families, and the community who honors them.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Veterans Heartbeat, brought to you by River, the Rural Institute for Veterans Education and Research. My name is Jason Zencraft. My co-host Ed Lisofsky is here with me, and he is the Executive Director of River. We welcome you to a weekly wide-ranging discussion of issues, events, opportunities, and needs in our veteran community. Morning, Ed. How you doing?
Morning, Jason.
We'd also like to thank our sponsor, Farside Signs. They create amazing-looking vehicle graphics that will drive traffic to your business. They are located at 1526 South Avenue West in Missoula. Follow them on the web, Instagram, and Facebook, or just stop on by.
Okay, this morning in the studio, we have Rebecca Stanzel, who is a Native vet, but she works with the Missoula Housing Authority doing family self-sufficiency programming. We have Fez, who works with the Institute, but he also volunteers with Team RWB. And on the phone, we have Susan Renault, who does the Santa Socks here in the Missoula area. Rebecca works as a volunteer with the Veteran Support Network here in Missoula, and I know they're doing a lot of great things, and we invited her in to talk a little bit about the Veteran Support Network, as well as her programming that she does with the Missoula Housing Authority. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about what the Veteran Support Network is?
The Veteran Support Network is a group that is made up of nonprofit, for-profit. We have state and federal organizations that are all supporting veterans in active duty, persons in our community. And I've been working with them for a number of years, and through that group, we created the Heroes at Home Barbecue.
So there's a number of veteran programs and projects going on during this season. Do you care to give us a list so that some of our listeners might know what's going on?
Definitely. One of the activities that are taking place, it's through the week of December 18th through the 22nd, and it's the Toys for Tots. And that's going to be through the American Legion, Post 101, and that's at 103 North Spruce Street. They're collecting toys until the 18th and then delivering. So we're in need of volunteers to help with that piece. And if you have any questions, you can reach Clinton Decker, and that phone is 214-5541. And then we have another opportunity to help support this activity is actually through the Mountain Home Montana, and that's an organization that the IAWP is collecting charitable items such as personal care items and diapers, wipes, bath towels, brushes, socks, things of that nature for young women, young mothers. And the IAWP, International Association of Workforce Professionals, is gathering those items through December 20th. And if you have any questions regarding that, you can reach either Tina at 542-5765 or myself, Rebecca, at 549-4113 extension 106. And then also we have the monthly Veterans Service Provider meeting that takes place at American Legion, and the address for that is 825 Ronan Street. That's taking place from 12 to 1:30, and this time around we're really trying to reach out to more folks that might be interested in joining our group, whether you can, if you've never been and you're supporting veterans in active duty, you're welcome to come. We're also going to be doing a cookie exchange, and that takes place again December 21st from 12 to 1:30.
So those are the events you got coming up then, right?
That's right.
Now, Team Red, White, and Blue is doing a few things, are they not, Fez?
A few of them, but today, most importantly, we're helping out the Goodfellow group. We're getting a few boxes of goods such as food, clothing, and gift cards and giving them to families in need around the Missoula Valley area. If you do want to come and help us out, be prepared to drive. They'll be giving you 2 or 3 boxes each and a map on how to get there and how to deliver and what to do. The event is from 8:30 to about 11. The sooner you can get there, the better. So then things can get moving, but there should be somebody out there helping you. And the address for that is 4500 Majestic Drive.
So, Fez, the Team Red, White, and Blue was collecting coats earlier. How'd that go?
That went wonderful. Thank you to some of the donations around town and the great donations we received from River. We actually were able to deliver over 17 bags of coats, jackets, gloves, hats for both adults and children. All of them were delivered to the Poverello Center, and then they moved on to the Valor House, and it's gone all over Missoula. I'm sure those have all been handed out. If you'd like to be involved, the Team Red, White, and Blue, you can either reach us on Facebook, RWB Missoula, or you can call our president, Kyle, at 406-396-5247.
So, Rebecca, the Missoula Housing Authority does a lot for homeless vets, do they not?
Missoula Housing Authority owns the Valor House, which is transitional housing for homeless veterans, and they contract with the Poverello Center to provide case management.
So, homeless vets, we see a lot of them on the street. People holding up signs. We wonder if it's true or not. And I've always wondered if it's proper to hand them $1 or something, or is it better to put it into a program such as yours?
I think it's each person's individual preference. I think that community support of these types of programs with Valor House or the Poverello Center, both programs do great work. And it's not just relying on state and federal funds, but also relying on the community support.
That's pretty awesome that Missoula comes together. We've been talking quite a bit about veteran suicide, and of course, the River team put together the flag memorial. Did you get a chance to?
Yes, I've seen it.
The flags brought forward a lot of awareness of the problems in the veteran community. And one of the questions that I've had over and over again is, why is Missoula having such a suicide crisis? Any ideas?
I think that in some cases, we have a lot of success with many of our programs. And for some folks that might say leave a transitional program or a sheltered program and they move out into the community, I think there's a lot of isolation. And I think that we have to take it to the next level, which is partnering more with our veterans, the veteran community. It isn't just, again, relying on one agency or a few agencies to provide that immediate support. It would be a long-term connection, just making a long-term connection. And this topic actually came up at a recent VSN meeting, and we had one of our community partners through Spartan's Honor brought up this exact topic, which was following up, checking in with our fellow veterans and having that constant connection. I think that would be a really good first step as well.
To borrow the phrase, it takes a village.
I've worked with the FSS program and veterans at Valor House for over 12 years. And I have seen a lot of success, and I've also seen where folks would come in and they were overwhelmed. There are some requirements for living there, and they weren't ready to take that on. And then they would leave and come back around. I think programs like that are really helpful, because if someone can't participate for whatever reason, they're not just excluded forever. I mean, they get several chances through that program.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, but it's kind of nice they have to earn. It's not just a free handout.
It takes participation. I think it's a really supportive environment, and I've seen a lot of success, like I had mentioned, when someone's ready to engage. And the reason I'm even more invested in the program I work with and get that privilege of working with the veterans at Valor House, for example, is that when someone is ready to take that on, they're ready to set their goals and they're open to suggestions and they're willing to take those steps, then I have seen lots of success. They're gaining employment. They're addressing credit issues. They're addressing legal issues. They're creating a savings with us. And then they move on out into the community. And some have such great success that they don't need assistance anymore. And then they move on. That opens up the opportunity for someone else.
Now, we've been working a lot at the Institute, if you don't mind, on post-traumatic stress problems, which we see a lot of in the veterans community. We've been talking a lot about this on Veterans Heartbeat, where we're finding physical causes behind post-traumatic stress. I don't think you've been to the Institute yet, so is it surprising to you that we're finding the physical causes?
I'm not surprised. Recently, meaning within the last few years, we've seen a number of younger veterans come through the Valor program, and it seems that, fortunately, by the time they move into that program, they're already connected with various support systems through either the VA or other providers in the community. And I'm seeing that as a way that those issues are being addressed. It's not just hidden. Whereas maybe 7 or 10 years ago, it wasn't really addressed. It was more of, I don't have a place to live, I need a place to live, and I'm not going to be so open about what I need. So I see a shift.
Well, that's pretty good, because we have a problem in the community where we have, in Montana, according to the VA statistics, 25 to 30,000 veterans eligible for care that are not receiving that care. And if you look at the veteran suicide statistics, over 60% of the suicides are those that are not enrolled for care. That means the care is working if we can get them into care. Would you agree with that?
I agree. And that, again, I think that's really what we're seeing.
Talking to us this morning on the phone is Susan Renaud, the champion of Santa socks, delivering socks all over Missoula to veterans. Susan, good morning.
Good morning, and actually, I am now, until December 25th, I am Santa baby. Hubba, hubba.
Okay, so Santa baby, tell us about your program.
Well, Santa Baby started, or Santa Socks started I can't believe it, Ed. It is 10 years old. We started this with the United Veterans Council as a program initially to bring joy and happiness to elderly veterans that were in nursing homes, because we had been asked by the VA to visit the veterans that are in Port Harrison and over in Columbia Falls, and we kind of looked at each other and we said, well, my goodness, we have a ton of people here in Ravalli County and Missoula County that need cheering. Why don't we do something here? And I wanted to do something that was kind of funny and cute, so I came up with the name Santa Socks. And so what we do is we get a real pair of warm socks donated, hundreds of them, and we stuff them with fun stuff like you used to get as a kid. And then we give them to veterans. And what's special about Santa Socks this year and for the last 3 years is that we do more than just nursing homes. We give them to veterans of all ages.
Well, that's pretty cool. You know,
it's fun.
In the studio, we have Rebecca from the Missoula Housing Authority that works with veterans. She's a Navy vet. Say good morning.
Well,
Good morning, Susan.
Good morning. In fact, I need to get a Santa sock to you, because there are very few women and women veterans, and they are very special. And this year, we actually made up 40 Santa socks just for women veterans.
That's awesome. That is just wonderful.
Well, it's a whimsical thing, but there's a serious side to it. And what we have discovered over the years, I was delivering a Santa sock with Santa Claus today, and we had come down from the North Pole, and a gentleman who was in World War II, we walked in, I've known him for years, and he was a pilot during D-Day, and a wonderful man, and he started talking about how dizzy he was, and we realized that we needed to get help for him. And sometimes when we visit, and we had this happen a few days ago, a Korean veteran was having difficulty with his pacemaker, and when we delivered our Santa sock, we were able to get his son to come over and get him to the emergency room. So, we come with a cute little Santa sock and a Christmas card that's been made by children from Missoula. But we also are keeping our eyes and ears open if a veteran needs more than a Santa sock.
Well, that's really good. How does somebody get a hold of you?
The best way to reach me, I have had throat surgery. Many, many years ago, I had a drunk driver run into me going 85 miles an hour head on, and I had my neck and back broken. And over the years, I've had surgery, and the last time I had a neck fusion, the surgeon had trouble getting a breathing tube down me, and they gouged my vocal cords. So it is very difficult for me to talk. So I prefer email, and I love email, and sometimes my voice is good and sometimes it's bad. So start out with an email, and that is Blue Mountain, all one word, lowercase spelled out, Blue Mountain at Montana spelled out.com. We are the United Veterans Council, which includes American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, DAV, and all Daughters of the American Revolution, and a bunch of other fabulous groups that are involved in Santa socks.
Well, thank you for your time this morning, Susan. It was really appreciated that you took off a little bit of time from going to the North Pole, or coming down from the North Pole.
Hey, it was wonderful, and we actually are on our way right now to deliver 10 more Santa socks.
Well, thank you very much for what you do, Susan.
Oh, bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Susan.
Merry Christmas.
And if anybody needs to get a hold of Susan and they want to call the River folks, we can get a hold of Susan for you.
You bet. And they can text me, too. I'm going to give out my cell phone number. I don't mind. If they want to text me, it is area code 719-661-4037. That is a Colorado Springs cell phone, which is where I grew up, and it is my father's cell phone number in honor of him. This year, on October 24th, we buried my father and mother at Arlington National Cemetery, and it was spectacular, and it was wonderful, and he served as a Marine in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Well, thank you, Susan. So, Rebecca, you have some more comments for us?
I have another event taking place this Saturday, and it's in Stevensville with American Legion Post 94, their Farmers Market and Crafters Christmas Bazaar. And that location is 754 Middle Burnt Fork Road in Stevensville from 9 to 3. And they include homemade crafts and baked goods. They're providing lunch for purchase through the Legion Auxiliary Ladies. And if you'd like more information, you can call American Legion Post 94 at 777-3834.
Well, Jason, what is River doing for Christmas?
Well, at River, we have a couple events coming up. This upcoming Wednesday, we're going to have gingerbread house making, and that's this Wednesday the 20th from 4 to 7 p.m. If you don't know where River is, we're right behind Famous Dave's at 2875 Tina Avenue. We're also having a Christmas feast on Saturday the 23rd from 4 to 7 as well. We'll have ham, mashed potatoes. We'll have a lot of different things there. So anyone wanting to join the Christmas feast, come on over to River, and we'll try to feed you as best we can.
Well, it sounds like the gingerbread house is going to be really fun. What do you think, Fez?
You know, if history serves us for any measure, the pumpkin carving was very good, so we can only hope the gingerbread making will be better.
So we've covered a lot of events that's going on. So River is trying to get you guys informed out there on what's happening. If you email us or call us, let us know if you want us to continually update you as to what's happening in the veterans world. We can make this a regular part of the show if Rebecca's willing.
I think that would be great. And I know that VSN would just love that opportunity to keep sharing.
Well, I want to close this show today with thanking all the support that we had for the flags that we put up. It meant a lot to our River students, the staff, and as we've learned, it's gone viral nationwide. We've had calls from all over the state, and it looks like it's going to go statewide next year. Without the support of the veterans, we can't do anything, but with us, we can make a big difference.
Yeah, just today I received an email from a 100% disabled veteran. Obviously, we won't name names, but he just wanted to let us know how much he appreciated the awareness we brought out there. And the idea is not to get notice on us, but get notice on the veterans themselves, you know, the ones who may be struggling, the ones who may not be, but they have the ability to reach out to other veterans, you know, civilians as well. You know, one of the main things that was on the poster was reach out to a veteran this holiday season. And that's really the end goal, is to reach out, add that support, and let's help end this crisis.
And let's not fly as many flags next year. Rebecca, have you got any comments on the flags?
It was amazing. And I've had a couple of cousins, actually not from Montana, but from Michigan, where I'm from originally, that were veterans and went through and completed suicide. And this was a few years ago. I think at first everyone was, in our families, were thinking that there was some other cause or something else was going on. But after some time, we were able to come together and be more open about what they were experiencing. And I think, 5 years later, it's even much more open. And I think this is having that visual sign of the flags and the crosses and everything. It should just be there indefinitely, as far as I'm concerned, because it's a constant reminder that we need to be there for one another.
One thing that I'm going to invite you to do, Rebecca, and any of the listeners out there that have suffered a loss like this, we've had a few that have gone and written names on crosses. You're more than welcome to grab a Sharpie and write the names in memory of them. When we take these down, we've been talking to the VFW and a few other groups. We are going to do it in a very respectful, proud manner. We will be doing a memorial service for these crosses. So if any of our listeners out there want, they're more than welcome to write the names of their loved ones if they've had a suicide complete. And there's been talk and requests from some of my counseling that I do for a group. We're not ready yet, but I think that it's getting more and more, because I don't know any veteran. I can't even put my finger on one veteran that doesn't know somebody. So to the listeners out there, we really appreciate the support. Reach out. If you want a flag and don't want to write on the cross, those flags are available to any family that suffered this kind of a loss. Well, finally, folks, we really do appreciate all the prayers that we're getting. It's seeming to help a lot. You know, we would have never expected half the things that we're able to do being done at River. So I really want to take the last few seconds and thank those that are praying for us.
So thank you very much for listening to Veterans Heartbeat. We'd not be able to bring it to you without all the support of the listeners. And thank you again to Farside Signs for sponsoring the show. If you do need a unique vehicle design, swing on by and check them out. Also, thank you to our main sponsor, River. River has an array of services such as veterans-focused education, a vestibular disorder clinic, and now non-pharmaceutical treatments for pain, anxiety, and depression. Check them out on Facebook or on the web at riverofchange.org. Lastly, we'd like to show our appreciation to all of our veterans. Thank you for serving our country and keeping it safe.